welcome to my channel. For my first watch review, I chose this Carnival Tritium watch just because I think it's really great price-performance ratio in this watch. I bought this about a year ago on Aliexpress for $65 US. Nowadays it sells around 92, but I think with sales and coupons you should be able to get the price down a bit. Still, I think even for $92, this is a good value watch. Let's go through some basic specs. So we have a 316L stainless steel case, brushed on the sides, top of the lugs too. There is a little chamfered edge that is polished, also a polished bezel. We have a screw-down case back. They claim this one has 20 atmospheres water resistance, which I'm not so sure about because it doesn't have a screw-down crown. It's just a standard push-pull crown. The watch is powered by, as they state on the case back, Swiss movement, Ronda 517. I'll pop up a picture of that movement. I took the case back to see for myself. It is a 1 joule Swiss parts movement. It has a sapphire crystal. I don't have a diamond selector tool, but I tried the sound test and the water droplet test, and I'm convinced that this is sapphire. Plus I hit the watch several times on door handles, door frames, walls, and the crystal has absolutely no scratch, so I believe this is sapphire. And I think the most important aspect of this watch are those tritium tubes that you see on the dial. There are tritium tubes on the hour indices and also on the hands. There's all of them are green except the one on the 12 o'clock marker, so you can see the orientation of the watch in the dark. We're looking at just under 40 millimeters wide case, 48.7 lug tip to lug tip, and just over 11 millimeters thick, which is good. It's a quartz watch, so it should be thin, but it still wears nicely, even on a NATO, which adds about 2 millimeters to the height. Overall, I think the finishing is quite nice for the price. The brushing is really nicely done. That little chamfered edge, they put it there. They didn't have to, but they did, so there is a little bit more refinement to the case. What I think is the weakest point of the case is the crown. The crown looks really cheap. It's polished and there's this Carnival 1986 inscription on it. On the previous versions they used to have this Carnival logo, which looks a little bit like Omega, and the crown was brushed, so in my opinion that looked a little bit better. But overall I think the legibility is just perfect. The design is nice. When you buy the watch, it comes on this bracelet, which has solid end links, solid links, and a butterfly clasp. It's a milled clasp, and you can see there's even some decoration. The problem with this bracelet is it has no half links, and because it has a butterfly clasp, there are no micro adjusts, so you are either lucky or you are not. In my case, it just doesn't fit me. But I don't really like the look of the bracelet, on a field watch, especially with those polished sections on the mid links. So I usually wear it on this NATO strap just because it suits the aesthetics of the watch much better. It also comes in this box on this pouch, and you get an unfilled warranty card and some instruction manual. Now let's go through the pros and cons of this watch. Well, the pros, it is a really good bang for your buck. The finishing of the case the Swiss parts Ronda 517 movement, and those Tritium Tubes, yeah, which is basically why people will buy this watch in the first place. It all works really well. Yeah, it's a great beater and tool watch. Yeah, it has great legibility. It's durable. It has water resistance of 200 meters. Even though I don't think that is true, I still believe you can go swimming with it or get it wet with no problems. Yeah, I just wouldn't go diving with it. But then again, it's not really a diver's watch. Yeah, it doesn't even have dive time bezel. So overall, it is a very nice watch. Wears well. 40 millimeters is just sweet spot for many people. It is accurate, yeah, within about 0.2 seconds a day, as I measured, but that is to be expected. It's a quartz watch. And now let's talk about the cons. Mainly, my biggest complaint would be this this crown. Yeah, the crown just looks kind of out of place and really cheap. Yeah, otherwise the watch looks great, but the crown really cheapens the look of the watch. And then there's the logo. Yeah, just many people wouldn't buy this watch because they just don't like to see Carnival written on the dial. It's not a great name for a brand. Yeah, I think they should have just put the logo on there. The logo you see on the box, yeah, or on the case back, and it would have looked better than Carnival 1986, but it was their choice. For me, it's a tool watch that I wear when I do some manual work and I really don't want to destroy my nicer watches, so I don't really care about the logo that much. Yeah, the watch has served me really well. I have not been treating it or babying it. Yeah, it already has some scratches and it works just fine. Yeah, I've had this for almost a year now, so definitely it has passed the basic durability test. Another thing I don't like is this polished bezel. Yeah, I don't really think it suits the aesthetics of a field watch, and it gets quite easily scratched. So if they just made a whole brush finish, yeah, except that little chamfered edge, I think it would have been better. But otherwise, I think the watch is great. What I forgot to mention is the finishing is really good on the dial. I'll pop up some macro shots in the video and you have already seen them in the intro. Yeah, the dial is almost spotless. Yeah, it definitely has much better finish than my Seiko 5s. There is just a tiny bit of fabric or a little piece of something on the 23 number, but you cannot really see that with bare eye. Yeah, you can see it under a macro lens, but in the real world you are not gonna see it. Yeah, I've had watches for about $300 which had horrible specks of dust on the dial, so in that regard the quality really is here. I don't know if I was just lucky, but definitely the quality control on this watch has been good. So the question remains, should you buy this watch or not? Well, in my opinion, if you are looking to try out Tritium, definitely I think this is probably the cheapest way to tell if you like Tritium watches or not. And it really makes a great beater watch. Yeah, I don't usually wear quartz watches. I only have 2 of them in my collection because I just think they miss something. Yeah, they miss the soul of an automatic or mechanical movement. But for a tool grab and go watch that you don't have to worry about setting the time, this really is a great option. And I think if it was automatic, they would have to really increase the price and thickness, so it really wouldn't work anymore. So I think it's a good choice here to go with quartz. So I do recommend this watch. See for yourself. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, like or comment, and I'll see you in the next one.